Hi guys, this is Derek Mallet here today talking about the potential uses of virtual labs. This is my portion of the website, and I hope you guys get something out of it. And basically, I'll be talking about the majority applications and potential uses for students and also educators if we were to use virtual labs. So the majority of us taking this technology integration class. We're inspiring future educators, and just what this can do for us is, and also majority of you guys viewing the site as well are, I'm guessing, future educators want to know a little bit more about virtual labs. So basically, virtual labs can help educators with lesson planning. As a teacher, we take long summers off, or we have summers off just to game plan, lesson plan for the we teach the whole school year. And this is virtual labs basically is another way to teach, alternative teaching way. If you want to take a step away from the textbook one day, this is a great lesson to use, and you know, I think it helps a lot from what we have to offer today. It could also be used as a public speaking platform, for lecturing, or not even that, just as a public speaker. This can draw your audience away from you and focus it on, the projector or screen or whatever you're using to demonstrate a virtual lab to your class or to your audience. Just to show them how it's used, and they'll just be even more amazed. And people love visual aids, so if you give them that, being a public speaker, it's great for you. They'll be more in tune into your speech slash lecture. Um, the best use for virtual labs to me were what I found were elementary and middle school settings. Basically, what I saw online is they have more virtual labs based towards this age group, just because it is an alternative way, as I said, for teachers to teach. Like I said, they had simple stuff like how to make a volcano and you know uh, dissecting a frog and stuff like that. This is stuff we did, back in the day in middle school and earlier on, but I remember middle school for sure. But basically, you can just look up virtual labs, and that's the first thing you'll see is elementary and middle school labs right there. They do have some for high school. In the video I'm going to show you guys for a little bit, they do show, high school chemistry students, getting, explain how it would work for them. But basically, this was the most recent and more majority of the virtual lab examples I've seen. Um, for college students, I did see some, and also I have a buddy in engineering, and he says they use some type of software to build, such things like bolts and how to edit them and stuff like that. But science and engineering majors benefit a lot. Online lab simulations can engage students in the scientific method, reduce the demand for laboratory facilities, and decrease costs, which it also helps the school, of course. Um, yeah, as I stated earlier, lectures for college courses are another great use for virtual labs. Courses that involve a big lecture hall would be a great example. I'm sure you guys all took bio, 100 or whatever, and that's another like 300 kids in your class, and this would be a great way or a great alternative that I think MSU could get into, and it would take some time out of lecture, just listening to the professor preach on. This could draw our attention, and have us look forward to what we'll be doing, or she can even demonstrate what we'll be doing, in the lab. What we'll look forward to in lab. I just think it's another great way to get kids involved and motivated. And also, students who have trouble learning from the textbooks can benefit from virtual lab, just because if you're a visual learner, hands-on learner, there's different type of learners for children. And as a teacher, it's your job to accustom all the students in your classroom to what rate they learn at and how they learn it. So virtual labs will honestly be more hands-on, like you see in this picture below right here. My cursor is back. This is like more high tech version of virtual lab. It's like a augmented reality kind of version, but it is a virtual lab that they were doing. Dude, you can see he's hand on right here. I think it's a great way for kids to get involved. Honestly, it's I kind of think unless you've seen the real experiment done in person, which you can have many errors at, it's a great way to have kids learn and not be scared of if they make a consequence. This right here, the screenshot right here, where my cursor is right here of a virtual lab I was playing with. I was able to do this. Basically, I was building a planet, and right here you can see, the different cores inside of a planet. Label it, just the degrees and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And this is a science topic like astronomy. What I'm saying? They're very they're getting more topics and subjects in for virtual labs, which is kind of cool. And this is the YouTube video I was gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you guys like a 50-second clip, not the whole thing, 'cause it's 5 minutes itself. So here you go. So yeah, basically I just showed of how it responds to you, your movements and stuff like that. Like I said, this is a different version, so we have some on the computer. But yeah, so hope my page helped you guys out a little bit more on what to expect, and what use you can put to use with this virtual lab. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned a lot more from this page. And good luck. Thank you.